Daniel M., a British software engineer in his mid-30s, has spent the last 7 years battling a condition that has quietly but relentlessly changed every part of his life: ankylosing spondylitis. Once an active and energetic professional, Daniel now faces a daily struggle with intense back pain that leaves him unable to walk or move like he used to. The stiffness, swelling, and fatigue have become constant companions, making even the simplest task feel like uphill battles. Over time, the disease has stolen much of his mobility and forced him to accept a future where chronic pain is a given. What was once a promising career path and a full social life is now shaped by doctor visits, pain management routines, and the mental toll of knowing that this condition has no cure. Daniel is learning to live not just with the diagnosis, but with the harsh reality of a body that no longer works the way it should, and a mind that's doing its best to adapt. For Daniel, one of the few things that brings real relief from the constant pain is floating in water. The weightlessness eases the pressure on his spine, offering a rare moment of comfort. So when his family began planning a vacation, they knew exactly what he needed: somewhere warm, peaceful, and with easy access to water. They chose Phuket, Thailand, a tropical destination known for its beautiful beaches and calm atmosphere. To make sure Daniel could relax on his own terms, the family rented a private villa with a pool. This meant he could float and soak whenever he needed to, without crowds or restrictions. The trip wasn't just about sightseeing or ticking destinations off a list, it was about giving Daniel a break from the grind of daily pain. For once, the focus was on rest, not routine, healing, not just managing. The quiet days in Phuket spent in the pool and surrounded by family offered Daniel something he hadn't felt in a long time: peace. One morning in Phuket, Daniel followed his usual routine, taking a slow walk around the resort to keep his joints moving. It was a quiet, sunny day, and after his walk he changed into his swim trunks, which he'd left drying on a lounge chair by the pool the night before. Unaware of what was hiding inside, he slipped them on and eased himself into the water, ready for his daily soak. But moments after entering the pool, he felt a sudden sharp sting in his upper right thigh. Startled and confused, he rushed out of the water. That's when he saw a large black Asian forest scorpion, Heterometrus, scrambling out of his swim trunks. The creature, likely hiding there for shade, had panicked when submerged and stung Daniel in defense. What was supposed to be a soothing morning turned into a chaotic scene. The intense pain from the sting added a new layer of distress to someone already dealing with chronic discomfort, and what started as a peaceful day took a terrifying turn. The sting triggered something unexpected in Daniel. Without thinking, he leapt out of the pool and ran a few steps, something he hadn't been able to do in years due to his condition. Adrenaline overpowered the pain for a brief moment, shocking even him. Spotting the scorpion still thrashing in the water, Daniel quickly grabbed a plastic cup nearby and trapped it, wanting to make sure doctors could identify the species. A housekeeping staff member, hearing the commotion and noticing the swelling on Daniel's thigh, rushed over to help. Realizing it was a scorpion sting, she immediately offered to drive him to a local hospital. At the clinic, doctors recognized the scorpion as a common regional species, Asian forest scorpion, and quickly administered an antivenom. Fortunately, because this type of scorpion is well known in the area, the medical staff was prepared. Though the sting was painful and frightening, the treatment worked and Daniel began to stabilize. The incident was a shock, but it also led to a moment of clarity about his body's potential and limits. In the days following the sting, Daniel's main focus was recovering from the sharp pain and calming his racing heart. At first, it was just about getting through the discomfort and making sure there were no lingering effects from the venom. But then something unexpected happened. A few days later, he noticed his back felt different. The usual stiffness and grinding pain were gone. He could stand taller. His posture, once hunched from years of inflammation, had straightened. Unsure if it was just temporary or a trick of adrenaline, Daniel waited and observed. When he returned to the UK, he scheduled a full medical checkup. The results were astonishing even to his doctors. His spine, which had shown signs of chronic damage for years, now looked closer to an early-stage case. Somehow something had shifted. The scorpion sting, while traumatic, may have triggered a powerful immune or neurological response. For Daniel, it wasn't just a vacation memory, it was a bizarre, almost miraculous turning point. Daniel's recovery didn't just surprise him, it caught the attention of the medical community. Doctors and researchers began to take interest in his case, recognizing it as something highly unusual. A man with a long history of ankylosing spondylitis showing sudden improvement after a scorpion sting was more than just a coincidence, it was a scientific puzzle. Immunologists and rheumatologists started studying Daniel's medical records and the specific type of venom involved. What made his case so compelling was that, until then, the idea that venom could somehow reset or rebalance an overactive immune system had only existed in theory. Some experiments in labs had shown promise, but no clear real-world evidence had ever surfaced until now. Daniel's case provided a rare and valuable glimpse into what might be possible. Researchers are now looking deeper, hoping to understand whether components in the venom could hold keys to new treatments for autoimmune conditions. For science, Daniel became more than a patient, he became a living case study. To prevent dangerous copycat attempts, Daniel's identity was kept confidential. Doctors and researchers feared that others suffering from autoimmune diseases might try to expose themselves to scorpions, hoping for similar results. Meanwhile, Daniel chose to take a more responsible path. With a background in medical technology, he understood the risks and the potential. He volunteered to join the research effort, becoming a test subject in a controlled study that lasted 2 years. Throughout the process, he worked closely with scientists, offering detailed feedback and undergoing regular immune and neurological assessments. His case helped research teams isolate specific compounds in the venom and study how they interacted with the immune system. Daniel didn't just lend his body to science, he used his professional skills to help analyze data and design better trials. His unusual experience became a stepping stone in the search for new, safer therapies. Quietly behind the scenes, he helped turn a bizarre accident into something with real medical potential. Today, Daniel's life is almost unrecognizable compared to just a few years ago. He can jog in the mornings, travel freely, and work full-time without the constant weight of pain holding him back. The daily medications, physical therapy sessions, and mental exhaustion are no longer part of his routine. He lives without painkillers, without stiffness, and without fear of each day being worse than the last. When asked about the sting that changed everything, Daniel doesn't hesitate. He sees that if the pain ever returned, he'd risk being stung again. "I'd rather face danger than live trapped in that kind of misery," he says. His case is now being closely followed by medical teams worldwide, with hopes that it might unlock a new path for treating autoimmune diseases. Daniel's experience, accidental, strange, and nearly unbelievable, could lead to a natural treatment approach no one had dared to explore before. What began as a terrifying moment by a pool may end up changing the future of chronic disease treatment.